Welcome to the Show Day Podcast for June 27th, 2019. Last night, one show in the Pittsburgh area of Pennsylvania. Tonight, we have no shows, but today does mark the 1 week point of the 2019 DCI Summer Tour. I'll take a little bit of a look back at what we've seen so far and kind of what to expect for the coming week or so and where that will lead us for the rest of the season. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. So last night, as they said, one show, Innovations in Brass in the Pittsburgh area, Bluecoats hosting the show. General effect, it's where the Boston Crusaders have struggled this season, and it was a large part of why they were so far back at the tour premiere last Thursday. Looking ahead to now and about a week in, seems like they've made up a little bit of ground there. And as I said yesterday, if Boston wants to win or medal this year, they're gonna have to at least pull within a half a point of the Bluecoats in their next few shows, and also Crown they joined in with down south. They're gonna have to really close in, because even though it's still very early, they'll never be able to make the necessary changes in order to climb up 2 points if that's where they get. The interesting thing here that I'll get to later is the Bluecoats in Boston, the spread did not increase or decrease much at all. So really, all that tells me is they're pretty much equal to where they were last week. Looking at the recap here, as I said, general effect, Boston was struggling. It looks like they've fixed themselves a little bit there. Only 4/10ths back in general effect 2, and then only a 10th back in G1 brings them 5/10ths back. Both those scores already broke the 30 point in general effect. Over in visual, Bluecoats win it with a 23 even, but the Boston Crusaders do win color guard by 6/10ths of a point. Not enough, though, to make up for their deficits in proficiency and analysis. So Boston, though, very close in visual. I think they'll be able to make up at least a little bit of that gap to the Bluecoats and Crown through the visual caption. The Cadets, all threes here. Visual we've seen has been a little bit of a struggle, but it seems like they're kind of situating themselves now. You see only 6/10ths back in visual proficiency, only 8/10ths back in analysis. Those numbers were big and still are pretty big, but looks like they're shrinking them down just a bit. Spirit of Atlanta does pull a little close to the Cadets in color guard, but visual proficiency, Cadets beat them by 1.2, and then 4/10ths in visual analysis, so they don't even get to get close to the Cadets in visual. And the Music City, all 5, they said Spirits with not within a point of Music City anything, they're good, and they are not. So, the music caption then, you've got brass, analysis, percussion, Bluecoats all the way. Brass analysis, Boston second. And brass, they're only 2/10ths back, not surprising, only 4/10ths back in analysis. Go over to percussion, though, and the Cadets beat Boston by 4/10ths. I know I said earlier with Boston and GE2, 4/10ths wasn't a lot, but that was really because of the context of that being how they were down pretty far. Percussion here, the Cadets defeating Boston by 4/10ths, and there's numerous different reasons why this could be. This could be Boston had a bad run. This could be the Cadets had an awesome run. This could be a variety of things. But just by looking at the recap here, and of course we'll get to see this over the coming weeks, the Cadets and Boston for the next week or so are together as they move to the East Coast and up the Eastern Seaboard into Massachusetts, and then they kind of go their opposite ways. Boston goes southeast, Cadets go out kind of to the Rocky Mountain region. But the Cadets, we'll see how if they can continue to defeat Boston Percussion, it's definitely something to watch out for. And it's definitely a sign of good things for the Cadets, at least good things to come, most likely. And music, they pull within 3.5 tenths of Boston, which is also a good moment for them. Spirit all fours, Music City all fives. Again, I said Spirit, you have to be more than a point ahead of Music City in everything. They are. Spirit's perfectly fine right now. I think they're definitely situated or slotted into this 10, 11, 12 thing. I'm not really sure that they will miss finals. I think we might be talking about other cores, but I'm close. I have to see Spirit actually because I haven't actually seen them. But I'm close based on these scores to say, yeah, they're probably a lock into finals. So a look at the world-class leaderboard, and really this part here I'm going to divide into a few things. One is the leaderboard, scores and all that, and second is that next show column, and kind of a look at the week to come. A week from now is July 4th. By July 4th, 21 of the 22 world-class scorers will have competed. Seattle Cascades are the only one that haven't, and they'll make their debut in Washington on that Friday. What have we seen so far? Well, we've seen the Bluecoats Carolina Crown come out probably above where we were expecting. They definitely did not come out lower. They've definitely exceeded expectations a little bit. Santa Clara Vanguard and Blue Devils. Really, everybody's kind of been happy with what they've done. But the biggest thing I think we can judge from these two is that they're kind of taking ideas from previous shows and putting them into play. We don't see that with the Bluecoats. We don't see that with Crown very much. We really don't see that with Boston or the Cavaliers, really, or really many others. But Vanguard and Blue Devils Vanguard, that show is practically Babylon 2.0, but because they did Babylon so well and they're doing this so well, it kind of takes away from that a little bit. The Blue Devils, that show has musical moments in there, like they literally play the same trombone feature from 2017 and the Metamorph show. Like, really, these shows are good, but they're so like, I want something new. I want a new concept to see. Boston, Cavaliers, Cadets, they've all come out pretty good. Boston, I think, as I said, they still have a legitimate shot for a medal, maybe even the championship. I'm not sure. Not sure how close they are to that, but they're in good shape. The Cavaliers, they've come out flying. They're really good. The Cadets, same deal with them. They're better than last year. I think that their scores are pretty much higher. They hit a 73 at the Allentown show last year, and they'll be probably a 73 or 74 this year. So they're about in line, but the show definitely seems better programmed. The Mandarins, they are really the big shocker, and so is Spirit. Those two, they're very good so far. Crossman, they have a great show. Blue Star's a great show. Phantom Regiment, there's problems with that show, but I think as the season goes on, they can clean it and make it better. And then all these other courts. Everybody right now really is having a good season, but I think as the next week progresses, we'll see who the real championship contenders are and what are the big battles we're going to have to look forward to down the road this season. So no shows tonight, as I said. So today's question of the day is the same as yesterday, and that is what is one thing you would tell someone about drum corps before they see it live? Please leave your response in the comment section or tag me on Twitter at drumcorpsgeek. The reason I'm asking this question, I might specify tomorrow, but for right now, I'm once again just asking the question. So, just a few things then before I end here. DrumCorpsCentral.weebly.com, my own personal website about all things drum corps, scores, schedules, leaderboards, and more can all be found there. Make sure to follow me on social media. You got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Drumcore Geek, and then YouTube, the Show Day podcast, where this podcast episode and more will be posted. If you would like the podcast to be delivered to your inbox, please email me at drumcoregeek@gmail.com or any variety of stuff, comments, however you would want that to get to me is perfectly fine. And finally here, leave your thoughts in the comment section, questions, input, comments, etc. I think all of the viewers that have already, definitely there's some things that viewers have told me that both helps me out as doing the podcast and also provides some more analysis into things, like some people telling me some things that maybe I just referenced to, but not like a direct reference in short. So thank you to everyone who has and will. I also thank all of my viewers so far. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big day in drum corps. We've got a bunch of shows. We've got a bunch of corps performing, a few corps season debuts. Tomorrow's a big day, and Saturday's even bigger. So I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.